wrapping up the Salute to Women Behind the Wheel here at the Mid-America Trucking Show, and with Ellen Voie, President and CEO of Women in Trucking. It was a great event, Ellen.
Oh, thanks, Craig. It was so nice to see all those women in red shirts and be able to thank them for what they're doing and for their success in a very male-dominated profession. It's a lot of fun.
There's just a real, if you will, a sisterhood among these folks, and
that's a good way of describing it, a sisterhood. And I think people are always surprised when you see women with 40 years experience, 10, 20, 30 years experience, because women aren't as evident out on the road. And people are telling me, well, I see more female drivers, and I said, well, we still only are less, female drivers are less than 6% of the trucking population, but they're becoming a little bit more visible, a little bit more empowered, and a little bit more, before they used to kind of stay in the background and just kind of do their job.
You know, when you started it 6 years ago, did you think you'd be at this point?
No. When we started Women in Trucking 6 years ago, my goal was just to educate and mentor and empower and help women in all aspects of the industry become more successful, and to get more women in everything from leadership roles to the driver roles, mechanic roles, safety, things like that. So women are becoming more visible. We're getting quite a few women at all levels, but we still don't have enough. We're still less than 6%, and so we have a long ways to go.
Well, when you look at where they were 46 years ago, 40 years ago, 30 years ago now, I mean, and I understand from the meeting today you were talking about getting ready to go to the White House. Tell me a little bit about that.
I've been invited to the White House by Secretary LaHood to meet with some other groups, women in transportation careers, to share best practices on how we can encourage and support and get more women in the industry. So it'll be very interesting to see who else is at the table.
So what's the right stuff to come in this industry, and what's the right stuff for women, and is it any different, and what can you say to people who are thinking about it?
Well, first of all, for women in male-dominated careers, they make more money. So that's the primary thing. But what we really need to get the message across is that women are wanted and women are needed. There are about 180 to 200,000 female drivers. So if we were just to double the female driver population, we could solve the current driver shortage. But the other thing we need to do is to let them know that the industry's changed, that carriers are getting their drivers home more, and that the equipment is much better, and the truck stops are safer. And I mean, we still have a long ways to go, but the industry is becoming much more driver friendly and much more family friendly.
What's next for Women in Trucking?
Boy, after the White House, I'm not sure, but I'd love to see us get more women involved. I'd like to have a bigger voice at the table and be able to represent a lot more people, get a lot more mentoring going on. We've got a lot of activities that are coming up that we're going to do to empower and educate and help women become more successful in whatever their career is in the trucking industry.
Well, thank you very much. It was a great event, and Ellen, we look forward to seeing you soon and look forward to next year.
Thanks.